Hello and welcome to Kelly Loves K-Pop. I'm Kelly. I do tarot readings on K-pop celebrities, Korean celebrities. I'll do pretty much anything that's requested through my Ko-fi page, or if you order through my Etsy page. Right now I'm not doing free readings, just to put that out there. I know a lot of people ask that, but I am available for donator requests. So all that information is in the description. So let's go ahead and get started. Today is all about Wonho and what 2022 is going to look like for him. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to look into 2022 for Wonho. This is a very special request from a very special donator who's been supporting me a lot this year, and I just want to say a big thank you to them. If you want to order readings like this, again, like I said, you have to go through the Etsy page for this particular reading, but I'm doing this one as kind of like a personal favor. So I hope they enjoy it. We're going to do a little different than the other two that I did for Twice and Monster X so far. This is going to be 1 card a month instead of 3. So and if you're wondering why it looks slightly different, it's because this is a kind of one-off special deal that I'm doing. So let's go ahead and get started. I know my light looks like I'm a little washed out today. I can't figure out if it's going to look good, if it's just my viewfinder. So if the quality is a little washed out, I'm sorry. Winter time, my lighting situation in here kind of stinks, but we're making it work best we can. I haven't been recording for about a good week and a half and I feel rusty all of a sudden, but I had a bunch of family stuff to do and December is a really busy month for me work-wise, so I'm sorry if I've been a little less active, a little more chaotic this month, but that's just kind of the cards I was dealt, so we make the best of it that we can. But I hope you guys are having a great holiday, a great New Year's. I hope I can get this up, you know, before New Year's, but it'll be kept close. All right, let's go ahead and we're going to look for January and see what we get for Wonho. Okay, 10 of Cups. This is the kind of end of a financial or career cycle and it starts a new one. I won't be surprised if we get an announcement for a new release from him. I know he said he kind of finished one up and he's starting to work on a new one already. I think we're going to see that's going to be the new cycle. That's going to be something he's announcing he's starting up. So I think by the end of January we'll hear something like that career-wise. I might just leave all the cards out on the table this time for the 10 cards just because I think I can fit them instead of clearing the space for every month. So we'll go ahead and do it that way. But yeah, I think January is going to be busy for him. I think it's going to be work related. I think it's going to be the ending, finishing up one cycle, starting another. So I think he's finished recording the album he's probably going to be putting out, but he'll be starting to record the next one. So he's just working a lot. So here, let's go ahead and see for February. Four discs. This is about being home. This is about having some stability. I just think this is a month where maybe he's not doing a whole lot. He's just kind of maybe enjoying a little bit more of his family life or his home life. He's kind of keeping things stable, cleaning his house, you know, just life maintenance. Not a whole lot of big changes, but you know, he's comfortable. So 4 of Cups kind of just speaks to, it can also speak to a bit of a celebration. He might be, I don't know if he has any anniversaries for anything in February. I don't think that's like Winnie's anniversary, but I can't remember. So it could be a bit of a celebration for him, something he's celebrating or an accomplishment he's kind of proud of. So if things go on in January, maybe he's just really proud of that in February and he's allowing himself to enjoy that. Okay. So we have the King of Swords reversed for March. King of Swords in reverse. This is about not being able to speak out against something. So maybe he is preparing for military enlistment by March, but he doesn't want to make a big deal about it. I really hope this isn't like a whole, he announces like the day of and surprises everyone because he didn't want to worry anybody else. Or if it's something about his company didn't want to give people time or notice, that he just says, okay, I'm going, goodbye. It could be also, if he is preparing to go, he has spent some time secretly recording some stuff, kind of to give to the fans while he's away, that he's just wanting to stay quiet and not talk about. So it's either something he's not announcing or publicly, or something that he's quietly working on kind of for March. So, Judgment. So we're seeing some public, some kind of reaching out to the public. So it could be if March he was quietly working on things, April maybe when the announcement comes. It's kind of like public reception. Also kind of absolution. So it could be a lot of things he felt he disappointed people with. This will be how he makes it up to them. So I do think kind of feeling like he's doing his military service to the public will be kind of how he feels he's seeking their forgiveness for his kind of, I don't want to say bad reputation, but for like being noisy, having like negative side shown to the press. I think this will be finally when he's hoping his good side is going to be shown again outside of just his music. So I think March, April looks like enlistment time, if I'm going to say, but we'll go ahead and see what the rest of the year has for him. If it's noisy, quiet, what's kind of going on. But yeah, I think March, April, I think around his, right after his birthday, probably. And it could be like it happens March, but April's when the news filters around. That kind of stuff takes a little while to be public. So let's go ahead and see what we have for May. King of Discs. This is good. This just means his money situation's really good. I know a lot of idols kind of struggle with their finances when they're gearing up to go into the military. But the King of Discs, excuse me, I didn't bring a drink in here. My voice was kind of going. King of Discs just means like, yeah, his finances are fine. He's really stable. Maybe what he prepared early in the year is helping him kind of at this point. He's seeing some dividends from that. Or he could have had a release that he prepared earlier on that he sets to come out like right after he enlists. And that's kind of like a gift or just something to give him some pocket change for when he gets back. That kind of thing. So it seems like there's just a good financial situation for him come May. So, right, January, February, March, April, May. Yeah. So June, we have the Six of Swords. This is like change, travel. Again, if he's enlisted at this point, it might be like he's finished his training and now he's being sent out to wherever he's going to be stationed. It's a month of just like change. If he hasn't enlisted yet, again, this is another month that looks like it would be an omen for something like that. I do really feel we're going to see it earlier in the year, but if it hasn't happened, I think June will be the latest he would go in. But there is some kind of change, some kind of travel. This is also like a change in the way you think. So it's like his mindset is going to be changing probably from his artistic career to his military career. I think that we're going to just see his mindset having to wrap around and focus more on that kind of thing. July, we have the Five of Cups. This may feel like he's a little insecure, a little uncertain. Like it may be that he's not quite so happy in his, military service. He may lose out on something maybe that he wanted, or he may get placed in some place he's not really happy to be there. It's a little hard, but emotionally it does seem like there's some regret or sadness there come July. I mean, unless he has something in his life that happens that's upsetting for him in July, it could be bad news on a family member or I hope it's not like getting sick or something like that. It could be also, because I don't know, we don't get numbers on like how COVID's like sweeping through military camps. It has to be. It's sweeping through everyone else. So it could be something like that where he feels boxed in and he's a little regretful. But it is something kind of in July. It seems like it's going to be a hard month for him emotionally. So July, August. Nine of Discs. Again, finances look good. Like, he's got really good finances. So it could be that more, I want to say, things he had planned earlier are now coming to fruition, like that, that money he had invested earlier comes to fruition. I don't know. A lot of guys are into crypto, that kind of stuff. I don't know. Or a business he had invested in before he left starts doing well. It could be kind of like, I don't know, something along those lines where something he invested in before he went in is actually showing some good dividends at this point. So he's got a couple periods here. You know, maybe quarterly returns he's starting to get, paychecks from things he did before, that kind of thing. So September, 7 of Cups in reverse. Now we're going to see some part where he may feel like options are starting to fall through, or options he thought he had on the table are starting to disappear. You know, the longer you're in, maybe some brand deals he had before are not going to renew. Maybe he got paid out, but they're not renewing. It's like missing out on some options you had before. Obviously, he's in the military, so he's got a period of time where he can't do some business. So I think you'll see some brands just aren't going to wait for him. They're just going to be like, okay, our contract's up. We're going to move on to someone who we can use right now. So I know he's done like Tom Ford and a few things. So it could just be like those brands finally just like, okay, contract's up. Thanks for your work. We're going to move on. That kind of thing, I feel. Just something kind of natural, but him feeling like he's losing out on some options. Maybe he was hoping it would be there longer term, that we would wait for him. Maybe they're not. So we got what? June, July, August, September, October. So we got the 6 of Discs in reverse too. So this is usually about an exchange of money or people that were helping you through hard times. So there's some distance there where he's no longer kind of getting some help. And this could be in reference to a lot of things. But it is usually about work. Again, it could be about these things are dominoes falling, you know. He got his payouts, his contracts kind of came to an end, and now some of the back and forths, you know, some of those companies are no longer, I don't know, keeping up their relationships with him. It just kind of feels like that's all kind of together, that he's going to be missing out on some companies that he had relationships with that are just no longer doing that for him. So I just think the longer he's in, you're going to see less and less financial opportunity, but that's normal, right? He's got to focus on what he's doing at the moment. So let's go ahead and see November. Okay, we have the Emperor in November, which is really good. It means structure. It could mean it could be like a promotion in his military career part, where he's taking on a role of responsibility, of supervision, of structure. He's going to be more in charge of other people, most likely. So either he can become like a little captain of his troop, something like that. I feel come November, he's going to get some kind of accolades for his service. Or even just some kind of general recognition for his service. It would be great if we saw him get like the Tech from 2 p.m. treatment, where he kind of gets to be a, what's the word? Like a poster boy, you know? But at the same time, I know he's got a lot of injuries. A lot of the Month 6 guys all have a lot of severe injuries that they've kind of deal with. So I just don't know if he'll be active duty. You know, he may be one that's like Shonu, who's like working with kids or something. You know, he may have to do something that's not so physical, even though he's such a physical looking person. He may not get active duty. But either way, November looks like good promotion for his military and more responsibilities for him. And then we'll have December, which is the 5 of Wands in reverse. So it could just mean a bunch of people now putting extra pressure on him. If it is something that was very public, now he can feel like the eyes and people are talking about him again. If it's not, it's just probably whoever he's in charge of is a little unruly. It's probably more than he bargained for. Trying to keep that under wraps. Now it is in reverse, which makes me believe he will handle that okay, but he'll just have his hands really full. Usually upright could mean more like they are really running him around, but this seems like it's like controlled chaos is the vibe I'm getting. So he will be busy, whatever his new position is. He might have an adjustment period come like November, December, or it could just be like there's a lot going on and it's keeping him really busy. But that's kind of what I have. So I think March, April look like enlistment time for him, around like right after his birthday, latest June. I don't think he'd be in any later than this June card. So that's kind of the vibe I'm getting for 2022. I think the whole second half is very related to enlistment and how his life going to be in the military. But finances look good. I do think he's going to start feeling like he's missing out on some of his old brand or company deals that he had before. I don't know even when his contract is actually up with Highline, how long that contract is. So I don't know if this September, October deal could be dealing with contract renewals. I'm just not sure. Because it is like different companies. So I just don't know if that's Starship, Highline, that kind of thing. But it looks like there's just going to be a lack of communication with him in some of the businesses that he usually would work with. That looks like that communication's finally cut off, or that give and take, that financial exchange finally completely done. Whatever trickle down he had left is finally cut off. So yeah, because I do think he might have released something after he enlists that he might have been kind of, that was like the last public promotions of him, and maybe that's what that trickle down is. It could be any of those things. It's really hard to tell in just like a year-long thing, but I hope that gives you the general vibe that I'm getting for him in 2022. Again, I really want to thank this person that ordered this reading because they've been super supportive, and I really appreciate them, and I hope they feel like they got a little something special. And again, if you want to order this, check my Etsy. If you want to donate for any other kind of reading, you can check the Ko-fi page. If you have questions, hit me up here in the comments or hit me up on Instagram, Twitter. I'm all over the place. I have all those links too. And I hope you guys are having a lovely day. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. And I'll see you real soon, okay? Bye.